We are in the middle of a worldwide apocalypse, and it started kind of like at the beginning of this year. Now, technology is moving faster and faster and getting us to the point of the singularity. In the very first book written about the singularity, it said it was going to happen in 2045. And the most recent update they did in 2004, 2005, they said it's 2029, and it is here. So like right now, the world is like kind of going to be turned upside down, and you might be fucked, but there is something that you can do about it. So that's what I want to talk to you about today. Okay, so when I talk about an apocalyptic event, what I mean is after an apocalypse, like the world as you know it is no longer exists. And so it is increasingly difficult to even survive. Okay. And so like a meteor can hit or, some catastrophic flood or something like that. But let's look at this not in terms of space, as in like something hitting and exploding us, but think about it in terms of time. Okay. So how far would you have to go back in time in order for you to not be able to survive? So like in the 80s, you still got phones and stuff like that, but you don't have GPS systems. So like you'll survive that. I mean, even if you go to like the 40s or the 50s, like there's still like airplanes and you don't really need those to survive. There's electricity and stuff like that. But what if you go to when electricity was invented in the late 1800s, right? Before that, could you survive? Because you'd have to understand how to get by without any type of electricity, electronic, lights. You've got basically have lanterns and you have horses. There's no vehicles. Like, how would you be able to survive? And we can take this all the way back into like caveman times, where it's like you're rubbing two sticks together, right? So at some point, it's not 2 months ago, but it's definitely closer than a million years ago. There's a point where you wouldn't survive because the difference is too drastic, right? So there was a book called Future Shock written by Alvin Toffler, and he wrote this in the 1970s based on research of people's lives changing so fast that their identity crumbles and the world around them crumbles. And what he predicted was that as people were getting future shock, they would start to isolate. They would start to get depressed. They would start to lose their identity, being like, well, who am I and what's valuable? It talked about that there's a number of ways that people are going to respond to it. Some will be in denial, and some people will start blaming other people, and those two groups are going to start fighting. Depression's going to go up, suicides are going to go up. All the things that we're seeing right now is already happening, and it's about to get way faster. So like I want you to imagine, like at the end of the 18th century, there was no such thing as electricity. And then you go maybe like 40 years ahead of time, once electricity is in everybody's home and we have the assembly line and we are starting to scale industry. That 40-year period, if you went back 40 years, you wouldn't really know how to live. And a jump like that is a jump much bigger than that is coming in the next 3 years. It is the equivalent of electricity, the assembly line, the internet itself, and it's all of that at one time, which took about 100 years to do, all condensed into the next 3 years. And so what is happening right now is AI has become agentic, which means that not only can it produce thoughts and strategize faster than everyone else, but it actually can start acting on your behalf with your permissions. And basically, there's an internet of things, and it's all connected by AI that can make decisions to create outcomes. And so, essentially, this is the digital equivalent of having Rosie the robot that you had in the Jetsons, which is coming soon too. We'll talk about that. And doing all of the work in your house, except for it is digital. So if you think about it, when you're at your computer, if you were just looking from a bird's eye view, you would just see someone sitting there, reading a screen, moving a mouse, clicking a mouse, and clacking, a couple dozen keys. And like that's work. The actual like two-dimensional like action of work, right? And then behind that is intelligence. Well, AI can do that can do all of that now with the like revelation of agents that has gotten really, really good over, since the beginning of this year with Claude Code and Perplexity Desktop and OpenClaw. So if you think about it, from all of that, these agents can research better than you. They can get on a phone call and they can do a better customer service. They can do better customer support through text. They can be better DM setters. They can be better sales reps. So basically anything that is done on a computer, like the job is wiped out. So think of all of the world of VAs, like not necessary. Okay. Anyone that talks on the phone for a living, not necessary. Anyone that does customer support, not necessary. Like those jobs aren't like those people will be replaced. And right now in your business, they can be replaced in 72 hours. And I'm talking full-blown voice agents that work 24/7 and that document the data and then crunch the data and just hand it right back to you for a fraction of the cost with relatively simple setup. In the right ecosystem. But if you think beyond that, all fast food workers, there's going to be kiosks. All fast food is going to be robots cooking the food. We already have it in Amazon. If you take a look at their warehouses, it's just robots moving machines. We have self-checkout at grocery stores. Amazon has stores where you just walk in, you take shit, and then you walk out and it charges you. Like all of the technology exists right now. And the move that Tesla is making is they've been doing a long play of a vertically integrated solution for a humanoid robot that essentially can do any housework and also do dangerous jobs, construction. It's stronger than a human, lasts longer, and it's running on AI. So we are 3 years away from that. The technology exists right now. So all that's stopping it is the ability to physically create all the hardware for this. So the same thing it goes with the Robo-taxi. So living in Austin, like there's Ubers that don't have drivers, like a third of them are, and that like someone used to have that job. And with Tesla, when they get full self-driving, every Tesla that is already made is a Robo-taxi. And they already have the truck. So again, like think in 3 years, truck drivers, no job. Ubers, no job. Delivery services, no job. So think about it past that. So all of the cars are now electric, and insurance companies, like the insurance companies, make a lot of money because humans are bad at driving. And the AI cars are much better at driving. So that is going to severely affect the insurance industry at whole. Also, workman's comp insurance, all the things that the robots do, like we won't need to insure humans for that anymore. So, like think about office workers, anyone that's doing admin, bookkeeping, finance, legal, taxes, because why would you go to a human when you have an agent that has access to the entire internet and every single LLM there is, as well as your raw data, to be able to build itself an agent that optimizes all of the access that it has in order to give you the best tax advice, because it knows all 6 million pages of the tax code. So like industries like that are out. Industries like web design, copywriters, anyone that works in data. SaaS is going to be dead, because like the SaaS right now that I run on my OpenClaw is like, I don't need a SaaS platform because I have all the data stored locally on a computer that I own, and that it can be expressed into a dashboard that I can just speak into existence. You can just speak SaaS in existence, because at the end of the day, all SaaS is a CSV file with a bunch of markdown files that has like a UI that expresses, data and information in a particular way. Well, once you have all that, you just say the way that you want to see it, and boom, a SaaS product is born. So SaaS is dead. So like, and again, in 3 years, like think about 3 years ago, like we were out of COVID 3 years ago for a while. Like think about when COVID was, that was 2020, that was 6 years ago. Okay, so ChatGPT came out at the very end of 2022. So the acceleration between when ChatGPT dropped and now is the same amount of time that I'm talking about that's going to be in 2029, and we just hit the beginning of the hockey stick with the hockey stick curve. So in the book, The Future Shock, the author talks about like how humans are going to deal with this. And for a long time I've been talking about the singularity, and I got some good insights from Future Shock and the singularity. But over the past 10 years, I've thought to myself, like, what happens after this? What is valuable? And then the next question is like, okay, well then how do we bridge the gap between where we're at now and building a life that is prepared to thrive in the new age that's coming after this apocalypse that's happening? And I'll share with you both. Okay, so at the end of this like singularity where people essentially are, living in 5D, you essentially are a god. And by a god, I mean lowercase g, but what I mean by that is God is all-knowing, is in perfect integrity, and has unlimited capabilities, so much so that God can manifest instantaneously. Okay, so if that's the definition like that of God as I'm using it, we're all going to be on that level, and we're all going to be connected with each other, having a unique experience that's fully connected with everyone else having that individual experience. Sounds crazy saying it out loud, but I'm telling you, like, this is what's happening, and it's been happening, and it's about to hit a lot faster. So when everything is super cheap or almost free, then what is valuable in this world? And the answer to that is expression. And that's the economy that we're going to live in. And so whoever has the most appealing, unique, original, enticing, just something that provokes emotion through your expression is the way that you'll receive. The same way that the way we receive right now is we work. We like build shit. When there's nothing left to build, all that's left is expression. So you see that we do this in certain ways. Like I was just at a music festival, and so if you like think about it, it's a bunch of people getting together, listening to loud vibrations and bright lights in a way that inspires them and makes them feel and creates memories. Right? And what everybody does is everyone puts a little bit of their energy in the form of money, in the form of service, in the form of music, and they all resource their energy together, so there can be this performance of expression for everyone to joy. And when you leave, you feel like you got more than you put into it, right? And that's how like we're going to ascend creatively, because when you do collaborate with other humans in such a pure way, that the sum is larger than its parts combined, right? So that's what's going to matter. And so like, how is this relevant to you right now? And like, what are we supposed to do? Like, how are we supposed to handle this? So first, let me explain like what's actually happening right now is we are becoming cyborgs. So everyone thinks it's crazy, like, oh, Elon Musk wants to put a chip in everybody's head and have them all connected. Yo, we're already there. Think about how much time, or when was the last time that you spent more than 48 hours away from your phone? It might as well be connected to you. And I mean, I've got a phone for myself. I've got a phone for my AI bot. I'm on a computer right now. I've got an iPad. Like the ecosystem is all around you. Like we live in a technology ecosystem. And in the book Future Shock, he said that some people are going to try to go back to the way that it used to be, and that is possible, but like understand the choices that you're making to be fully off the grid, right? So we're becoming cyborgs, and the more that we integrate with technology, the more abilities we have, and the the stronger our ability to instantaneously manifest. And that's basically the purpose of the technology is to be an engine that drives full awareness, that actually measures your integrity, so you know how your behavior is matching up with your intentions, and then it's going to be exchanged amongst people. Because if you think about money, it's a form of energy, and all dollars ever made anywhere was paid by a person. So the economy is actually the people, and attention may come in the form of, like, this is what I don't know, like it could be Bitcoin, it could be money. It could just be like a video game where it's just like you have a certain amount of coins. It's already like that. Like, money doesn't exist. It's just, they're just coins in a digital space, in a digital ecosystem. So so like when someone does an expression, or is doing an expression that's valuable to you, whether it's entertaining, useful, meaningful, then that is how you will receive. Okay. And so, like, how do we get to this point where we're full cyborg, but we're also autonomous, and we're like, our privacy isn't invaded? And the reason that we need to do this is because if you don't merge with the machine, like, you'll be left behind, and you'll be one of those people who, like, all of a sudden, like, don't have that, AI is gonna take your job. It's also this, something they said in the book, is there's gonna be like deniers, like, nah, it can't take my job, can't take my job. I'm telling you, like, it already has. We're just waiting for time to catch up. So like, okay, so how do you integrate this? So there, like, just because there is this, like, this technology available to completely run your life, not every human is going to operate the machine with the same excellence. It's just like any other tool. Like, it's like driving an F1 car. Like, to go is faster than everyone else, an experience that no one else has ever had before. You need to learn how to drive this thing. So the human element of it is really important, and that's why we focus on three different parts of, like, being an integrated human with this infinite technology that we have, right? So the first thing is the ecosystem. How do you get your thoughts organized in a way that when you're interacting with the technology, it's very clear where your thoughts are, so you can articulate it way more precise instructions. You just give it a bunch of just messy data, like, it's not gonna know, right? And so, like, how do we express our thoughts? How do we document our actions and our intentions, and keep that organized in a way that we are fully aware of our lives, by having technology be an extension of our consciousness, storing everything, and then being able to access it in a way that all loops are closed. Like, every task you need to do, every person that has an expectation of you, you know exactly what it is, where you stand, and if it's done, and if not, when exactly it's going to be done. Full freedom of anxiety of the future by building out an ecosystem. Part of the ecosystem as well is the way that you move within it, like how you speak to it, or how you use your technology. One of the things, it is like, yeah, OpenClaw is something that very few people use. It's very complex, and that will help speed things up. But also Google Chrome, right? Everyone uses Chrome, but almost everyone uses it wrong, right? They underutilize a password manager and the bookmarks for you to be like a ninja on your dashboard of being able to get access to whatever you're looking for quickly. Because again, like, the technology, the game is speed, and winning the game is instantaneous manifestation. And so if it's taking you 6 clicks to get to the documents or the technology you want to use, and someone over here who's competing against you, it takes them 1 click, and that at scale, with things moving as fast as it is right now, clicks matter. And so, like, the human element of workflow, learning how to operate as a human within the machine to be silky smooth, and that's part of the ecosystem too. It is, you know, the operational manual of it to increase speed, and ultimately this ecosystem then becomes an organizational extension of your consciousness that the next section, the technology, will have access to. And when it has a when it has a blueprint of your human experience, a brain that's constantly being updated with all new things that are happening with you, then it has all the context in the world to anticipate your needs and act on your behalf with precision and consistency. So this is the big part that people miss, is the ecosystem. They think that they're just like, oh, I'll just get this app and it'll work. Like, absolutely not. And so what you'll have to do is you'll have to wait till the technology catches up. But in the meantime, people that build out this execute ecosystem are going to be way ahead, because you make it easy for the AI to work with you. Okay, so once you have the ecosystem, that's kind of like the vehicle that you drive, right? And then the engine is the technology. It's the AI. Okay. So the technology is all around you. Everything from telling Siri to wake me up in the morning by setting an alarm, all the way to using my OpenClaw to get access to every LLM that exists, and to then take action in my entire tech stack, of which it's connected to. So there's a million ways to skin the cat, and so there's a strategy to using AI to achieve the goal, which is speed. Because possibility is already it is already debunked. Like, if it's within the laws of physics, you can do it, and someone has already done it, and there is a pathway. And if there isn't, the AI will tell you. So like, that's not an issue anymore. So the only thing holding you back is the decision and clarity of what you want, so you can articulate it, and then an ecosystem to organize that information, and a machine to build it. And so when we get super clear on our vision, and we get super organized by operating within an ecosystem and set of standards, it amplifies the machine, because it is the engine that drives it. Like, the brain is kind of like the starting point, the current context, and then the outcome is the destination. And so, like, everyone's driving the same vehicle, but if you set it up for success by being more organized here and being more precise here, the faster that it can move, and the more accurate with as little mistakes. And so again, mastery is in direct proportion to the detail that you deem to be significant. And as time is moving faster, then again, seconds matter. And so optimizing, all of these elements of, like, the precision of your vision, the strategic utilization of technology, and the organization and functionality of your ecosystem. And so, okay, so you've got the ecosystem, you've got the technology, and then the third thing is the network, is the community, right? Because, like, it's all about exchanging with humans. Like, no longer will people be making money by just arbitraging markets. Like, you'll have to, like, provide value. And in order to provide value, people have to enroll in your idea. In order for them to enroll in your idea, they have to know, like, and trust you and believe in you. And in order for you to find people that you know, like, and trust, like, you have to consistently be putting yourself out there, meeting new people, and sharing. And since everyone is accessible, you got to be really selective, because you still will become like the people that you hang out with most. And that's why having a community of conscious creators that are doing good shit in this world, that prioritize integrity and expression and experience over winning in competition and like material things, like, all that stuff is great. But I'm talking about priorities. and they're focused on on operating within an ecosystem and optimizing the technology and like implementing their clear vision. That group of people again become larger than the total sum of parts. And so so we're not just talking about squaring and cubing. Whatever it is, where it's like you go to the second power, third power, fourth power, fifth power. So that's why community is so important. And so we went from like an industrial economy, like then we went to like an information economy, then we went into an attention economy, and now we are in a loyalty economy. And the loyalty economy is basically getting attention consistently over time in a way that is exponential and predictable, right? And that is where we're moving, and loyalty will be the loyalty to your expression, whether that is intelligence, or it is art, or it is like deep wisdom and thought, or it's improving your body, like whatever your expression is. It doesn't just have to be painting a picture. Like it can be scientific, but an expression nonetheless. And so when I founded Brain Jam in 2009, this was the vision, was the collective brain, and prioritizing building out an execution ecosystem integrated with cutting edge technology and always being on the forefront of it. So you're first to market, so you're the fastest, and then community of people that are kind and are again doing good shit in this world and value integrity and want to have a lot of fun. And so like this is like what they refer to in the Bible as the golden age, like 1,000 years of heaven on earth. It's already here. You just have to wake up and step inside. But what's on the other side of this is like truly living for a living. The way that you receive is by expressing yourself authentically with integrity and love and gratitude for life itself and the world around you, and that is what's going to make you wealthy. And so it sounds simple, but each of these are complicated, and also we're living in a world where not a lot of people know this. So being a human at this time, statistically, is such a like just to be alive at this time is absolutely incredible. But to have access to what I'm talking to you about right now and what I'm offering you in joining my community, where we build out an ecosystem, improve the technology, and build everything within a community, like how rare of an opportunity this is just as a human in general. And so I asked it to do some math of like what percentage of people are even have the availability to do this right now. And here's what it said. There's 8 billion people on Earth. There have been 180 million people that have used ChatGPT. So anyone that's using, AI. What about people that use Gemini? Okay, maybe call it 250 million. But if you've used any, significant AI, you've used ChatGPT. Okay, so 180 million. That's 2.25% of the human race. Have you even logged on to an AI platform? Okay, so out of those people, only 10 million people pay for the $20 subscription. Okay, so the 10 million people out of 8 billion, right? And out of those, only 1 million people use AI agents and coding tools daily. They got this information from GitHub. Okay, so then 10,000 have a personal AI infrastructure so that's estimated by how many power users there are, people paying the $100 a month. And then so like how many people actually have a brain that is an extension of their consciousness that acts on their behalf, which is what I'm telling you we do at Execute, and that is my commitment to help everybody build. It says people that actually have that is functioning and doing stuff for them is 1,000. So with a fully integrated brain. So that's 0.0000125%. So like the singularity is coming, and it doesn't hit everyone all at the same time. There will be those that are first, and it's like futuristic and weird as it is, just like saying this shit out loud. Like it is real and it is not going away. So my encouragement to you is to join my community in whatever way, whether it's just like watching these YouTube videos or joining the Execute a community, working with me one-on-one, whatever it is, or just start your own group and start the research yourself, whatever it is. Like, get in on this, because the world as we know it is coming to an end, and I personally do not want to see you fucked. So that's all I got for today. More updates coming soon. Peace.